Welcome back to another episode of the Breadwinner Energy Podcast. Hello. I am so excited for this episode because I have been teaching this in my program as well as in my challenges recently. And I think that you all need to hear this because everyone has probably heard or told you storytelling sells. Sell with your story. And then you're like, I don't have any stories. I don't have a good story. I don't have like this big amazing turn story. And so you don't know how to talk to people. And I'm going to share with you the easiest way to create stories, to do storytelling, and to turn your educational content into stories, because this is going to be the transformation that freaking sells for you. This is going to be what changes for you in your business. So if you're the person right now who's like, I don't know what to post, I don't know what to say, or you're the person posting 5 steps to this and 5 steps to that, and let me tell you how to do this, and all the educational content, and you still want to share value, but you also want to make money in sales, and you want to learn how to storytell, this is the episode for you. I am a storyteller. I love storytelling, and it's also really easy and natural for me. Geez, if I could talk today. And a lot of people, when they come into my program, are like, yeah, but I don't have a story like you. Like, I didn't go from, being broke and leaving my 9 to 5 to being like a multiple 6-figure coach. And I'm like, yeah, I didn't start there either. I didn't just come out in my business and start with this story, right? I built this story over 7.5 years. And when you're in business that long and you've had that many twists and turns and whatever, there's probably so many stories too. You're just not pulling them out, and you're not using your story to connect to your audience, and you're using buzzwords. So over the next few episodes, we're going to kind of break this down because it's going to take some time. And breaking down buzzwords is probably like a whole episode that I should do. But if you're in my world, then this is how we do it for you. This is how we start. This is how we build your own story. So first thing that we do is your journey, getting very clear on like who you are, where you've been, and how that ties into your niche. So the infamous graph, the infamous line, if you're a client, if you're a student, you're like, oh my God, I know exactly what this is. You're picturing it in your brain. It's probably like melted into your brain. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, if you were to take your piece of paper and you turn it horizontally and you were to draw a line horizontally, or like I do like a squiggly where it goes like up and then down because I don't know, it's just what I do. And you put a circle or a triangle dead in the middle of that line that you've drawn, that is you right now. And everything to the left of that line is your journey, where you've been from birth till now. And everywhere to the right is where you're going on your journey. So likely on this journey behind you are the people that you're going to coach, and the people in front of you are the people you're going to hire to coach you, right? And this line is forever moving with you, and you're always in the center, and there's always people ahead of you, and there's always people behind you. So when people are like, I don't know how to be an expert, I'm like, it doesn't matter, because you just have to be an expert to the people who are behind you. Then when we dive into that part of your journey, who you used to be and where you came from and what you did and what you know, this is how we decide your offer. And if you're like, hey, I don't care about the offer, I want to know how to storytell. Well, in order to storytell and to connect to your audience, we have to know who we're talking to and what we're talking about and what is the transformation we're getting them. So then we do something called offer story, where we decide who do you help, how do you help them, what's your process, what's your framework, what's your step-by-step guide, and then what is the result that they get from working with you. A very tangible result, not you're going to be confident. People are not swiping their credit cards for thousands of dollars to feel confident. Do they want to feel confident? Yes. Will they feel confident from working with you? Yes, but that is not the reason they're buying, and we have to know what they want, what they need, and what they perceive their problem is. So the first thing that you're going to do is decide, who am I helping? Not small business owners, not entrepreneurs, not creatives, but in deep detail, who are you helping? Be specific about who she is. Is she a 6-figure coach? Is she a new coach? Is she a service provider? Is she a virtual assistant? Is she a mother? Is she somebody who's gone through cancer? Like, how specific can you be? And then what are all of her pain points that she thinks are her pain points? Not what do you think, what does she think? Because she's buying based on what she perceives her problem is. And then she's also buying based on what she thinks the result that she wants or needs is. So if I said to you, inside Coach School, I'm going to help you develop the most best killer 6-figure offer, and I'm going to help you master your niche, you're going to be like, no, I don't care. I don't want that. I've already done it. But if I said to you, I am going to help you make sales on repeat so that every single day, week, month in your business, you always know how to show up and be in demand and make money and make sales. You're going to be like, yes, give me that, because you think you have a sales problem. But what I know is your sales problem is rooted in your offer. So then when you come into the program, I am going to fix your sales problem and your mindset around sales and your strategy, but I'm also going to help you fix your offer, which is the root of the problem. But I'm not selling you the root because you don't care about the root. You care about the flower. Okay. You don't care about the seeds in the ground. You're like, nope, my problem's over here. And if you don't learn that about your audience, you're never going to speak their language. So it is so incredibly important that you know who it is very clearly, this one person. You can't say like, I help entrepreneurs make money, because for me, I'm like, okay, but are we new? Are we advanced? How much money are we making? Because for me, I'm not joining a program with people who are brand new when I'm trying to make 7 figures, because we're having completely different conversations, right? Unless someone said, I'm helping multiple 6-figure mom coaches scale to 7 figures while working less. I'm like, yes, sign me up for that. That's me. Tell me more. Okay. So you have to be specific on who she is. Then you have to be specific on what the result is that she wants that you can promise, right? Of course, everybody wants more money and less time, but what else does she want? What else is her problem that you can solve, that you solve for her? And your framework is the step-by-step roadmap or guide to get her to that result. Okay. Then I want you to take a piece of paper and I want you to write down every single pain or feeling that she has. The best way to do this is to tap into yourself, tap into who you used to be. How did you feel? So last week's episode, I tapped into who I used to be before I was a booked out multi-6-figure coach. I tapped into, I was burnt out. I was stressed. I was overwhelmed. I just wanted somebody to help me. I didn't know what to do. I didn't even know that if I wanted to invest, let alone $10,000, I didn't even think I could make $10,000, right? I'm connecting with you based on who I used to be. And a lot of you are like, yes, that's me. I'm burnt out. I'm working too much. I'm not making enough. I'm scared to invest. I'm scared to become a coach. Who am I to create a group coaching program when I don't have a full one-to-one roster? Like, I connected with you guys on all of that because that used to be me. And I know that's your pain, but I also know you want to make more money. You want to have more time. You want to travel. You want to be with your family. You want to pay off debt. You want to have a house and a car and all the things you told me you want. And I'm putting that into a story based on my own life, instead of saying, here is my 5 steps for selling. Here's how I build a challenge. You're like, don't care. But if I say to you, the story that I shared with you last week, that's when you care. Okay. That's when it connects. So you need to write down all the pain points and then all of her desires and all of the feelings that she's currently experiencing, and then all the feelings that she wants to experience, and how your offer, your framework, your process, and your result is going to take her from the current feelings of burnout and overwhelm and stress and frustration to the other side of where she wants to be. And you can't do this and storytell effectively if you don't know. Okay, so that's where you start. Once you've done that, then what we're going to do is take that and put that into a story. Okay. So instead of saying, are you a burnt out mom who wants to have your own business and leave your 9 to 5? I would say something like this. I cannot tell you how freaking burnt out and overwhelmed I am from being at my 9 to 5 and trying to be a full-time mother. It is exhausting. It is so exhausting. I remember when I was at my 9 to 5, I'm making this up. Obviously, this isn't me. I remember when I was at my 9 to 5 and all I wanted to do was to go outside and spend time with my kids. It's summer, the sun is shining bright, but instead I'm dropping them off to daycare and I'm going to clock into my 9 to 5 and sit in my office all day, just wishing that not only did I make more money, but that I had more time and more freedom. And I'm tired of living in this cycle. And so I decided to launch my first ever, business. And now I am spending summers with my kids. No more looking out my office window, wishing I was with my kids and wishing I was outside. I actually get to be outside whenever I want to, while still being with my kids and still making money online, right? Like they're the 2 different, completely different types of selling through storytelling. It doesn't have to be a big, major thing. It could be like, do you cry every time you drop your kids off at daycare because you wish that you were spending more time with them? Do you cringe every time you log on to pay your bills online because you just wish they were coming out on autopilot and you didn't even have to think twice about the money coming out of your account, right? Do you ever wish that there was someone out there that walked a mile in your shoes and knew exactly how you felt and the trauma that you've been through, and they were a friend that could not only listen but give you sound advice, and they actually understood? Right? This is how we connect through storytelling, instead of saying, are you burnt? Instead of using the buzzwords, procrastination, time management, trauma, we can explain the trauma, right? So I could even go deeper in saying, um, are you recently divorced and wishing that you had someone to come over and spend the evenings with you and just chat on the couch like a girlfriend, to just chat on the couch, to know exactly what you're going through and to connect with the feelings and to be there for you through the ups and the downs, and to be able to talk about what this process is like instead of feeling so lonely through your divorce journey, right? So I want you guys to start learning not only the pain points and the desires that your ideal client wants, but then I want you to start taking those words that you wrote down, any of those buzzwords, and start creating a story around them. What is trauma to you? When is the last time you experienced trauma? And does trauma relate to your ideal client? And does it relate to your process? And does it relate to your promise? If it doesn't, leave it out. If it's time management, if it's procrastination, if it's delegation, right? These big buzzwords, what does it mean to you? How do you delegate in your business? Tell me the story. Without using the word delegate, tell me the story of your delegation struggles and your pain points, and then how you did it and how you got on the other end of it. So another one you could say too is like, are you waking up? Okay, I could say it like this. Mama, are you waking up every single morning to the alarm clock of your children? They're already awake, running what's the word? Being hellions through the house. You immediately grab your phone, you're scrolling, doom scrolling, just knowing you have to get out of bed, just to scramble yourself to the kitchen and grab a cup of coffee as fast as you can before the madness of breakfast and schedules and the kids and school and drop off and pick up and all this going on. You get yourself out to the kitchen, try to grab yourself a cup of coffee and get yourself put together as fast as humanly possible, just so you can get the kids breakfast and get them out the door to school. By this time you've dropped them off, you're on your way home, you're already exhausted. It's like 8 in the morning and you're already freaking tired and burnt out. So you get home and you thought yesterday that you were going to be so busy and productive once you dropped the kids off at school, but then you get home and you're like, oh my God, the laundry's piled up. I'm so exhausted. I have so much to do. And so you sit your butt on the couch and you start just scrolling. And through this scroll, you decide, I'm going to have a meltdown because everyone online is better than me and doing better than me, and they're making so much money and I'm doing absolutely nothing. So then I'm going to have a little cry. And before you know it, bzz, ding, ding, ding goes the bell. Time to go pick up the kids. I've done nothing but squander my day away on social media, going down a rabbit hole of compare and despair. The house is still a mess. Dinner's not prepped, and I've done nothing. And I am now exhausted and burnt out from the day. And then I'm going to come home and do dinner and get the kids ready for bed. And then I'm going to hit the bed because I am exhausted. And this is on repeat over and over and over and over again. And somewhere deep down inside of you, you want a life of more. You want to make more money. You want to be able to pay the bills without even thinking twice. You want to be able to travel. You want to be able to feel the sense of freedom deep in your core. You want to know what to do every single day and week in your business, what to do to show up and do the thing and make the money, and then be able to go live freely. And you have no idea how you're going to get there because you're in this hamster wheel and this cycle of doom and despair. But inside Coach School, this is exactly what we give you: the mindset, the calendar, the strategy, the offer, the marketing, the sales, the messaging, hands-on weekly coaching, and a community so you can always drop in your thoughts. Instead of scrolling on social, you come scroll in Slack. You come talk to us in Slack. You ask for support. You get coaching every day and every week, and you know what to do in your business. And then you end up being able to work less because you know exactly what to do and when to do it. And you're spending more time in your real life than you are on social media. When you do go out to social media, you're either just posting, talking to people, or you're feeling really inspired because you love what you're doing. And in return, you're making more money and you're a happier mother. That is how I could storytell, right? That has almost nothing to do with me, but I'm connecting with my audience, but I'm only connecting with her because I know where she's at because I've been there. Do you see how I did that? Or I could say, are you a mother who's burnt out and wishes she had more? Right? Huge difference. And I could say that on a podcast. I could say it live. I could go live on Instagram. I could say it in a reel. I could say it on social. I could say it in the DMs. And I could use that story and talk about it a million different ways. And I could snip it, clip it, make it shorter, make it longer. But I'm creating connection through feeling. I'm painting the picture of your day, and then I'm painting the pictures of your desire. And then I'm giving you a call to action, which is to come to coach school and enroll for it so that you can have a different day, a different life. Right? I'm giving you a plan to take you from where you are right now to where you want to be. If you want to learn how to storytell, if you want to learn how to if you need to learn, first of all, who you help and how you help them, if you need to learn your framework and your process, and you need to learn your results, you need to be in coach school. But if you already have all that and you need to learn how to storytell and connect with your audience in messaging and marketing to make sales, you also need to be in coach school, because that is exactly what we do over 12 months together. Okay, the link is down below. Grab your seat. We have limited spots every single quarter. If you have any questions, come reach out on Instagram. Do not be afraid. Come message me at @itstayDaniels_LLC, and I will chat with you in the next episode.